One second then, hold on.
My name is Sarathi Korwar.
Hi, I'm Tom.
What never gets old to me as a musician is that feeling of connection. It is a form of magic. It is a form of alchemy. It is something immaterial and strange that can happen, between myself and other human beings when we're making music together and we have that eye contact and feel like we're co-creating. It is one of the most incredible feelings in the world.
We are descending for landing. Please put your...
When it came to coming to India on this tour, there was so much that I wanted to celebrate because on one hand, of course, I'm on my Chapters tour. We've been touring the trilogy of albums that form the Chapters across the last 3 years, since before any of them even came out, because it's been an ongoing, evolving process with the music developing on stage and then being released on the albums. So this is our third time coming to India during that process. I really wanted to give focus to the Chapters, to the trilogy, to all the music we're playing on stage from the trilogy. But I also really wanted to celebrate the feeling of homecoming I get when I tour here, because I had my debut here when I was 13 years old. And it really felt like I wanted to mark that 30 years, because that's a pretty major number.
The headphones for that, bro.
Making music and performing with Anoushka is a really special experience. Firstly, the musicality of her playing, of her sitar playing, is so special, and so as a clarinetist, when I'm performing alongside her, I love the way that the instruments blend. The smoothness and lyricism of the clarinet with the attack and the twang and the feeling and the resonance of the sitar. And then just to work with her as a composer, it's really interesting because she has very clear and set ideas of how she'd like things to sound, of course, but she also gives us space as musicians to kind of find our own voice, to express ourselves within the context of the music.
We recorded so much of this music in like DIY spaces on the top of a restaurant, in hotel rooms in Sydney, and I think in a way the album really is more DIY than people maybe think or know. I think the band is an incredible band. We all come from like traditions of improvisation. So when we're on stage, every time we're trying to find those like something new to play and way to engage with each other that feels fresh. And I think we've carried that on through every single gig that we've done.
Oh no, I've actually, the other one, so I'm putting it here. Over the years, I've realized that that quality, that standard I'm seeking from a band also has to be at every level of what puts a show together or what puts a tour together. So hand on heart, I can say my crew are also the best in the world. They're all the kind of people who just put their heart into everything and will bend over backwards to make a show be the best it can be. And I'm so grateful every day that I have that from the people on stage and the people off stage.
This is what dreams are made of.
But I guess for me, the highlight always is playing the music. I just love to play bass with this band. I think it's great, no matter where we are. So that's always my highlight. So I've worked with Anoushka for 10 years. This is actually our 10th year working together. I feel like we've got this kind of unspoken, like, musical connection, which is when we start playing, you can kind of feel it's hard to describe. But also, like, just hanging out for 10 years, like, we've got to know each other really well, and I think we have a really good touring team. This band is really fun, on stage and off stage. But yeah, I hope there's more.
I just think spending time with these guys, there's so much laughing and joking. You know, like, obviously we're here making serious music, but there's a lot of joy, right? There's a lot of joy and care and tenderness, and there's a lot of joking. When you're traveling around with people, spending all this time, waking up in the middle of the night to take a flight somewhere else, driving somewhere for a good few hours, whatever, we're always cracking jokes, just having a good time and laughing together. So there's no specific thing, I just think it's good times. I never laugh so much as I do when I'm on tour with these guys.
It felt like perfection to end the tour in Kolkata. I'm half Bengali through my father, and from the moment we landed, I felt that feeling of coming home. It already felt so special and unique just from my first bow. I was so happy to present my music and my incredible band there. But I also knew what other people didn't, which is that we had a surprise at hand. I was so happy that two incredible artists could join me as surprise guests that night. First, we welcomed on stage Bickram Ghosh, who I've played with since I was a teenager but haven't played with in years. And with my band, we played an incredible piece of my father's called Fire Night. Next, I introduced the one and only Arijit Singh, and witnessing the response in the crowd was something truly unique. I was blown away to experience and feel the love that people have for him. And it was just so evident why when he brought all that music to life. Been a really special journey with the chapters. I've never had such a prolonged experience writing and releasing music over, I suppose, an episodic journey, releasing the music in 3 parts and touring along the way. I feel like I'm in a really special place right now in my music making and in my career, and I feel incredibly grateful for that. I don't know exactly what it all is, but it feels like a lot of different strands of events and journeys, whether they're personal or professional, have sort of come together on the back of a few years of extreme difficulty on the personal side. And I feel like I've come out into the light of something that just feels really joyous, and I feel like I can really celebrate life through my music now, and that feels like such an incredible thing. It's so precious. We don't know what's coming. But to just fully be here and express and celebrate this moment is the most beautiful thing. Really, that was what the journey of the whole chapters were about. Coming out of pain, but having the courage to heal and to change in order to be in the light of a new day, new strength, new life.